Hello everybody, I'm happy to be here with you today. And in this connection that you're going to have, we are going to connect to our truth and find ways to express our truth. And some of you may say, why is this important? Is this part of our path? Is it going to help us fulfill our purpose? Absolutely. If we're not connected to our truth, we are like a boat without a compass. We are lost. And it is very easy for human beings to connect to their mind, to connect to distortion and illusion in the mind. And instead of following the path and the truth, they're going to follow diversions. They're going to get lost in mazes. They're going to follow what other people are following. So this is why it is very important for all of us to know our truth, to experience it in our being. And I want to clarify something that is very important, something that I have learned over the years connecting to the teachings of thought. The truth is not an idea. It is not a thought. It is not a belief. But it is a living being within us. It is something that we cannot disconnect. It is part of our being, the same with our path. And our path is not related to the people that we meet, the events in our lives. It's not related to the conditioning that we experienced over the years, our beliefs, our fears, our thoughts. But it is something that was created in a different plane before this reincarnation, when we were preparing ourselves to reincarnate, when we were astral beings in the astral plane, and we were given the opportunity to reincarnate. We were given a divine plan, we were given a path, and with the path that we were given, we were able to receive another gift. And this is the gift of the truth that is going to be with us for our whole lifetime. So our truth is not an idea, a thought, a belief, but it is a living being within us. And it is important that we know this living being. So what I would like you to do right now is to connect to me energetically. We are all connecting, we are all sharing our light. We are all experiencing our whole being, the beauty, power, and greatness of our being. We all love ourselves. We look within our being and see this greatness and abundance. We are looking in our being and we can see the cosmic seed that has been growing. And this cosmic seed supports our whole being, the physical, the energetic, our energy connections, our truth growing, coming to the surface, our state of peace and expansion. So right now we are in our being. We are moving away from the mind, away from the thoughts. Some of us may experience emptiness, others are going to experience the physical body and the growth and transformation in there. Others may experience the energy moving through the different chakras, expanding, but always coming back to the body to nourish it, to support it, to help it grow and transform. So remain in your being. Empty yourself from the ideas that want to convince you that they are your truth. Remain into your being, its expansion, its growth, its transformation, and connect to everything that you are. This is a wonderful opportunity to see who you really are, what your purpose is, and where is this life is leading you. What are the opportunities of this lifetime? And when you enter your being, you are not thinking, you are not analyzing, you are not worrying, you're not expecting anything to come to you. You're just open, open to receive, open to be. In this beautiful state of existence, you can experience your truth. And it may be that people need to enter this state a few times, moving away from the mind, going to peace, connecting to the physical body, connecting to the energy. And just experience beingness, just to be. In this beautiful state, you connect to your truth. And your truth is going to come to you in different forms. You may experience it as energy. You may experience it as a wave of energy moving into your being, supporting everything that your being is going through right now. The way it regenerates itself, the way it grows, the way it expands, the way it communicates. Allow truth to appear, to reconnect with you, to experience it in your being. Never shrink your ability to connect to your truth because of limitations, fears, expectations. Just stay open, fully open. You remain open in order to experience the greatness of this beautiful design that you are, this beautiful living being. And also you want to see how this being maintains life. What is your true ability to maintain life and exist on earth? All this is something that you're going to experience. You're not going to think about it. You're not going to try to find words, terms, expressions to analyze how life is moving within you. It is your experience that will bring this wisdom to you, this knowing. And knowing how life is moving within you, it is not something static, like a static knowledge. So your truth is a living being, is constantly transforming and growing. And your experience of your being and the life in your being is also something that is constantly changing. So if you try to find a definition, if you try to find the right words, the right terms to explain, these words that they will not have any meaning, because your body is constantly transforming, is constantly growing. So the only way to connect to your truth is by experiencing it in your being. The same with your path. Your path is not an idea, is not a plan, but it is another living being connecting to your truth, is connected to your truth. And is also transforming. It has the power to constantly transform. And you yourself, you can support this transformation that is happening in your being by receiving and transmitting. You are receiving and you are transmitting light, energies, the creative forces of Earth and the cosmos. And all this is supporting your ability to grow, being on your path, using your true gifts and seeing the opportunities that you have to fulfill your purpose on earth. So something that is going to be very, very important for all of us is not only to know our truth, but also to share it, to express it, to connect to others with our truth. And most people will say, then I have to speak to others about my beliefs. I have to open up and share my beliefs and my thoughts to others, and this is sharing my truth. Sharing your beliefs, thoughts, ideas, they may not be related to the truth in you, but all this may be related to what you are absorbing by your environment. Often in the human community, there are polarities. Humans fight with each other. So some people believe and support this polarity and others support the other polarity. But is this their truth? We can share our truth without talking. We can talk and share our truth, but there are also many other powerful ways to share the truth in us, and this is with our energy. With the light that we carry, with what we create, using our abilities, our gifts to create. This can help us share our truth. It is quite difficult for human beings to understand that they can communicate without talking. They can be in a state of peace and communicate with the whole planet. And at the same time, they're sharing their truth. They're sharing everything that they receive, all the knowing, all the wisdom, the growth, the transformation that they're experiencing. All this can be shared and support others on their path. But for human beings to experience this power that they already have, they have to connect to their being. They have to experience the being that they are. And in this peaceful state, the truth will appear. And the truth will be shared. It will be shared with your light. You're sharing your light with others. And you're also sharing your truth with others. And when you are sharing your truth with others, what you are creating is a state. So when you talk, you exchange ideas, beliefs, thoughts. You are still in the mind. You are supporting the polarities. But when you are communicating with your energy, with your light, with your truth, connecting to the being that you are, then you are creating a state, and you invite others to meet you in this state. So you have been experiencing your state of peace, connecting to your own being. Now you are creating a state where other people can meet you there. So all people have the opportunity to be in peace. And you did not have to speak. You did not have to use ideas, thoughts, beliefs. If you do that, you are not in a state of peace anymore. I know that all this may seem a little complicated when we try to understand it with our minds, but it is our natural state. It is a state that we can all experience. But if we are in the mind trying to experience peace, trying to experience our truth, it's not going to happen. We have to leave the mind. We have to go into our being. This is my truth, and I'm sharing this right now. And even though I'm using words that they're just coming to me like a river, I have not been prepared for this. I haven't written things down. The words that are coming to me, they're just a river of expression. But there is another way that I communicate with you right now. It is my light that is connecting to you, my energy. And I'm connecting to your light. I'm creating a state of peace where we can all meet, and you are supporting this state with your light. We are having an energetic communication. We are exchanging light. We are growing together at this moment. We are connecting to our being. We have left the mind, and our being teaches us not only truth, but also freedom. We are free to grow, we are free to create, we are free to use our beautiful gifts. We are free to express our truth, to know our truth, to know our path, to experience our path. We are free to experience the divine plan that was created to support this lifetime that we are having right now. We are never alone. We are never lost. When we return to our being, perhaps it is the mind that is making us feel isolated and confused. But when we enter our being, all the pieces are coming together. We see everything that we are. We connect to Earth, we connect to the cosmos, we connect to all creation, and we know that we are part of this greatness. And we have a beautiful path to be experienced during our lifetime on earth. And there is no end to our life, because we are always full of life. Life will never leave us. We're going to move to another plane. We're going to lose our bodies, but our light carries the life that we are. So life never ends. If you have any questions or comments about this, if you want to share your questions or comments, feel free to do so. I'm always happy to share my truth. I'm always happy to connect to my being. And this brings the joy that helps me to take more steps on my path. I can see there are 2 questions posted here. Tina says that, when do you predict this will happen? I don't understand the question very well, Tina. So, what exactly is going to happen? For us to connect to our being, or to... I do not know exactly what you mean with this question. Maybe you need to add a little bit more to your question. And then Derek, oh yes, when we will lose our bodies and become pure light. This happens at the end of our reincarnation. So, being on earth, we have a body that earth has created for us. And at the end of this reincarnation, we lose our body. The body stays with earth. The light within us is going to travel to the astral plane. This is the home where we are coming from. And while we are on the astral plane, we may reincarnate again. We may reincarnate on another planet. So we may have a different body, the body that this planet has created for us. And our body has to do with the elements of the planet. So we're going to lose our bodies when, at the end of this lifetime, and the light that we are is going to travel to the astral plane. Dina is saying, I thought you meant we were about to transform as a collective. I've had many OBEs. Something that I want to clarify here about this is that we are not separate from Earth and her creation. So if Earth is growing and transforming in order to create or support light beings, or beings that have a different physical body than we have right now, this is going to happen because Earth has the ability to create this. So it is not just our ability, the human being's ability. It is something that is supported by Earth. So human beings cannot suddenly become light beings without a physical body, and Earth's creation is still physical. Transformations will happen to the whole planet. And if Earth is a physical body, then everything that exists on Earth will have some physicality. Now I'm going to answer Derek's question. I hope I answered your question, Tina, but if you want to make more comments about this, feel free to do so. Now I'm going to go to Derek's question. Derek says, so my truth expands and grows with my awareness and evolution as I evolve into my authentic self. It's a question, not a statement. Thank you. So everything that we are is in constant growth and transformation. Our physical body, our energy, our path, our truth. The life in us is in constant growth and transformation. And what we should be doing is to be aware of this. So we're not aware of this, we are focusing on the mind, we are focusing on patterns, we are focusing on obstacles, fears, expectations, loss of negativity, worrying about survival, having some short-lived forms of happiness, but there is very little peace in the mind. So the more we are experiencing our being and the more we are bringing this awareness to everything that we do. And this is another schism that human beings experience. So they will meditate, they will go into a state of awareness, and then at the end of the meditation, they're going back into the mind. And they're going to follow the same patterns. They're going to have the same fears. They're going to have the same expectations. So it's important that you bring the awareness of your being and everything that grows in that. You bring it into your everyday experience. So you experience it constantly. And this will transform your life. This is going to help you bring peace into the mind and tune the mind into this growth that is experienced by the whole being. We are always authentic, we are always true, we are always pure, we are always light. We just need to experience it. And the mind creates a different perspective of what we think we are. And this perspective has to do with the illusions and distortion that exist in the mind. So sometimes human beings say, I want to be my authentic self. What you really need to do is to experience who you really are and disconnect from the illusionary perspectives, ideas, beliefs in the mind that have nothing to do with who you really are. They're just implanted in you. Perhaps they are other people's beliefs. There may be limitations and fears about yourself and who you really are and how you can live your life. So instead of being confused, struggling to know who you really are, just go into your being. go into your being. It is an easy process. Your being is always there with you. Your being will never go away. Your thoughts and beliefs may go away, but your being will never leave you. I hope I have answered your question, Derek. Thank you, Tina, for your kind words. We are all beautiful beings. We are all sharing light. We can all create together. We are all powerful. We all have beautiful gifts. But these gifts can come to the surface and support our everyday life when we know our truth, when we know who we really are, when we don't let the mind shadow our connection with the truth in us. And when we connect to the truth in us and we are not afraid, we are not in the mind experiencing the fears, then we can just express it in everything that we do. So we can just smile to each other, we can just look at each other. And we are sharing our truth. We don't have to speak. We don't have to explain anything. The same with the plants and the trees and everything that grows on earth so beautifully and so perfect. They do not talk. They do not explain themselves. But they are the most powerful healers, the most powerful receivers and transmitters of light on earth. And we are learning, connecting to them. They're beautiful teachers for us, for humanity. Thank you so much for being here with me today. It was a beautiful connection, and you supported me to share my truth, and I was connected to your being. I received your truth. So this was a perfect creation between us. We will connect again, and we can share more truths. Thank you so much for being here. Have a beautiful day.